Welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to select the set of companies that we are going to use as comparable for our analysis among the universe of companies out there. As you can imagine, this is a hard task because it takes a lot of hard work. On the other hand, we're going to do it in just 3 steps that I selected for you. First of all, we're going to select and locate the financial information that we are going to use for our analysis. Second, we want to study our target company. And third, we are going to find the direct competitors. As for the first point, locate the financial information. Out there is plenty of financial information. We can find it in newspapers, in medias, we can find it on the internet, in financial reports, press releases, and so on and so forth. But what we need right now, the main reports that we are going to look at are the 10K, which is the annual report, the 10Q, which is the quarterly report, and the 8K, which is the current report. In the second step, we're going to study our target company. In other words, we want to know the inside out of the company that we're going to analyze by reading its reports. And we want to actually find 2 main profiles for our company. We want to select the business profile and the financial profile. Now, as for the first profile, the business profile, we want to look at the sector. Therefore, we want to know of our target company which industry or market is serving. Then we want to know the main products and services which is selling. What are the customers and the end markets? In other words, what customer base our company has. The distribution channel, so how the company is getting to its customers. And also the geography. When it comes to geography, we want to know what's the main country that the company is serving. In other words, where the revenues are coming from. Then when it comes to the financial profile, we want to look at its size, in other words, the market capitalization, the sales and the net income, the profitability of the business given by metrics such as the gross profit, net income, or other ratios such as the gross profit margin, the net income, and so on and so forth. Then we want to look at the growth profile, such as historical sales, the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, the EPS growth, and so on and so forth. And then the return on investment, which is given by the net income over the capital invested, and the credit profile, which is given by the rating of the company. Once we gather all this information here, then the last step is going to be to find the direct competitors. It means that we want to look for companies which share a similar business profile, a similar financial profile, and then we want to actually benchmark those companies against our target company. And that's how we're going to actually assess the comparative analysis that we are going to do throughout our ratio analysis, our overall ratio analysis. Now, I want to give you an example here of how to analyze a company from the business profile standpoint and the financial profile standpoint. Now, as target company, we selected Apple Corporation. Apple is operating in the consumer goods and electronic equipment sector. Its main products and services are the iPhone, the Mac, the iPad, also other services that Apple actually gives to its customers. But the first 3 products that make most of the sales for Apple are actually the iPhone, the Mac, and the iPad. Then as for the customers and end markets, we know that Apple serves consumers, small and mid-sized businesses, and also education, enterprise, and government. So this is the main base, and all this information you can find it on the financial report of the company. And then as for the distribution channel, we know that most of the revenues for Apple come from the direct distribution to consumers. In other words, we know that Apple has the retail stores that allow the company to actually gain most of the revenues for the organization. And as for the geography, most of the revenues come from Americas, therefore North, South America, and so on and so forth. So those are the main information as for the business profile. As for the financial profile, we know that the size of the company, actually Apple has a market capitalization of over 500 billion. It has sales over 230 billion, at least for 2015, and the net profit is over $50 billion. When it comes to profitability, Apple has actually an average net margin for the last 5 years of 23%. A growth profile, it means that it has sales growth in the last 2 years of 7% in 2014 compared to 13, and 28% in 2015 compared to 2014. And then when it comes to the return on investment, Apple Corporation has actually averaged 5 years return on investment of 20%. And as for the credit profile, one of the three agencies, which is Moody's, gave Apple a rating of AA1, which is a very good rating. Now, having gathered all this information here,